In the shadows of Manila's towering skyscrapers, just a few minutes walk away, people live in a very different life. Here, families sleep in cemeteries, children swim in sewage water that flows straight from the city's luxury towers. Some live under bridges, others build homes on garbage and flooded streets. This is the real Philippines, a country of breathtaking beauty and heartbreaking struggle. And what you're about to see will make you question humanity itself. When you think of the Philippines, you probably imagine clear turquoise waters, white sandy beaches, and endless smiles. It's the kind of place that feels like paradise on postcards. From the crystal shores of Palawan to the breathtaking rice terraces of Banawe, this country looks like a masterpiece painted by nature itself. But behind the tropical beauty and the famous Filipino hospitality lies another side, a side where survival is not just a choice, but a daily fight. The Philippines is an archipelago made up of more than 7,000 islands, scattered like emeralds across the Pacific Ocean. It's a land blessed with volcanoes, mountains, and oceans that stretch far beyond the horizon. The air smells of salt and rain, and the sunset could make you forget all your worries. But within this beauty, life tells a different story. Centuries ago, the Philippines was shaped by waves of colonization. Spanish, American, and Japanese. Each era left its mark. Catholic churches on every street corner, jeepneys rambling through traffic, and people whose warmth never fades despite their struggles. The country gained independence in 1946, and over time, it became one of the fastest growing nations in Southeast Asia. But without growth came inequality. Tall glass towers rising beside collapsing shacks, wealth and poverty sharing the same skyline. As you move away from the tourist spots, the music of the waves fades, and the reality of life for millions begins to unfold. In the capital city of Manila, skyscrapers share space with slums so crowded that it feels like the buildings are breathing on each other. Here, the roads are narrow, the air is thick, and every inch of space is a home for someone. This is Tondo, one of the most densely populated districts in the world. In Tondo, over 600,000 people live cramped into an area barely large enough for a small town. The houses are made of scraps of wood, metal sheets, and plastic taps. The alleys are so tight that when one person opens a door, it blocks the path for others. During the day, the streets are alive with the sounds of vendors selling rice, children playing barefoot in the mud, and jeepneys honking as they squeeze through impossible spaces. But at night, when the city goes quiet, Tondo feels heavy. The air turns thick with the smell of garbage and smoke. This is where the phrases "you suffocate" begins to feel real. Not just from the heat or pollution, but from the weight of life itself. Not far away lies Payatas, once home to one of the biggest garbage slums in the Philippines. For years, families live beside mountains of trash, scavenging through waste to find plastic bottles and metal scraps to sell. Children grew up here, learning how to survive before they could even read or write. When it rains, the garbage turns into mud. The smell is unbearable, and yet people still smile. They build homes on top of waste and cook meals beside piles of debris. To them, this is life, a life they didn't choose, but one they endure with silent strength. Further north in Navotas, homes float on water, known as the fishing capital of the Philippines. Navotas is a place where the sea feeds people, but also floods their homes. Houses are built on bamboo stilts above murky waters filled with garbage. Boats replace cars, and the sound of waves hitting wooden walls is constant. During storms, the water rises high, enough to swallow everything. But when the flood goes down, life continues like nothing happened. Then there is the Smoky Mountains, once an infamous landfill that symbolized the country's poverty. For decades, it was a hill of burning garbage where thousands of families lived. The smoke from decomposing waste mixed with the fire and filled the air, earning its nickname. People here search for survival in what others threw away, recycling trash to put food on the table. The government later relocated many families, but new settlements always rise. Poverty doesn't disappear, it just moves. In some parts of Manila, especially in North Cemetery, people live among the dead. Families build small homes beside stumps, turning gravestones into tables and mausoleums into bedrooms. Children sleep next to names carved in stones. It's strange, but in a city where land is too expensive for the living, the dead end up sharing space with them, and somehow life goes on. But here's the thing that makes the Philippines different from anywhere else in the world. Even in the darkest corners, you will still hear laughter. You will see smiles that feel genuine, and you will feel kindness that can't be fake. Filipinos have a word for this: bayanihan, the spirit of community, of helping one another even when you have nothing. In the slums, when a family has no food, neighbors share theirs. When someone gets sick, others chip in what little they can. It's not about money, it's about unity. And if you are a foreigner walking through these alleys, people will still greet you. They will wave, they will offer you food, and they will thank you just for being there. Hospitality isn't something they learn, it's something they live. The Philippines is home to more than 100 million people, and a large portion of them are young. The average age is just around 25, but that youth also brings challenges: early pregnancies, lack of education, and unemployment. In many slum areas, teenage girls become mothers before they fully understand what motherhood means. Opportunities are few, and dreams are often replaced by survival. Yet, they carry on with faith, hope, and an unshakable belief that tomorrow might be better. Life in these areas is not just about poverty, it's about resilience. People make use of what they have. A plastic bag becomes a raincoat, an empty can becomes a stove, a piece of cardboard becomes a bed. Even food that others throw away becomes a meal. There is something called pack, food collected from garbage bins of fast food chains, washed, recooked and sold cheaply. For many families, it's the only way to fill their stomach. It's heartbreaking, yet it shows just how far people will go to survive. Despite everything, the Filipino spirit remains unbroken. Walk through any slum during a fiesta or celebration, and you will see colors, music and joy that you would never expect in such hardship. They dance, they sing karaoke, and they cook feasts with whatever they have. Festivals like Sinulog, Ati-Atihan, and Pahiyas are proof that joy can exist even in the toughest places. It's not about what they have, it's about who they are. The beauty of this country isn't only found in nature, it's found in people's hearts. When you stand in the middle of Tondo or Payatas, you realize something. The suffocation isn't just from the heat or the smoke. It's the feeling of witnessing so much strength in the middle of suffering. You will feel overwhelmed because these people have every reason to give up, but they don't. They laugh, they share, they keep going. The Philippines is a country of contrast, heaven and hardship, living side by side. It's a place that will make you question what survival truly means. And maybe, just maybe, it will remind you that even in the hardest places on earth, the human spirit can still breathe.